Hello guys, in this video we'll discuss about array class in Laravel. The array class is a class helper that enable you to work with array in easy way. For example, here I have this simple array which is to user, and for example imagine I want to access this name, right? It's easy. We can say here result equal to user name, right? Here I die and dump the result, back and refresh, it returns the name, right? But what if, for example, we want to access a key that doesn't exist, language, for example. Now send here, I received an error, and then I must check if it's set or not, and if it exists, keep it, or it's not, set it. So instead of that, we can use our array here, this class, right? And it has a method called get. We pass the array, user, and then the key we want to get, language, for example, right? Back here again, send, and it returns null. Also, in the third parameter, you can set the default value if not exist. So it will be English, for example, here, back again, and it's set easily, right? The second method that I prefer is set. Imagine, for example, here, we need to set the sport to basketball instead of football. So we can access here, we can say meta and dot sport, right? And sport will be basketball. Then here result access to array equal to array get, again user, and to access for nested array we can use dot again here, and if it's not exist, set it to football, back and set it again, and it returns basketball, the value that we have set. The third parameter here, we can use first method to get the first element. So we can make it easy here, first, and here let's show it here. And we can also use a callback method to check, for example, maybe where age greater than 26 or any callback. So back here again and refresh, and it returns the first index value. Another great usage here to convert an array to query parameter for URL maybe. So we can use query here. Let's see the result, send it, and as you can see, it converted every key and value to query parameter, right? As you can see here, name equal to Ahmad and age equal to 26, and so on. And even the query statement has been encoded. Also, we can search if an array contains a value or more than value or not. So we can use here has any method, right? And for example, has user contain maybe age, right? Back here, check again, and it's true, or language returns true because it has in at least one of these keys, right? So if we remove it here, it must return false, right? Because it's not contains the language. Also, if you have a very nested array and want to get the dot operator values, we can use array dot method and pass the array here, right? So back here and send. As you can see, you can access to name using name directly, age using age directly, and meta dot address to access this nested array. Again, meta sport to access this. Let's create another one, maybe fake key, and it will be array also test, back again, and also meta.fake.0 because we don't have key here. So we can set the key mirror, for example, maybe key, right? Send it again, and it works fine, right? Here is this dot helper, helps you to get the dots values. Another method here that I prefer actually using wrap method. So imagine, for example, we implement a function here, right? Get users, and it takes parameter of ID or IDs, maybe string or array, right? And we can say here if is string this ID, we will say here ID is equal to this ID, right? Else it will be here else ID is equal to ID, and maybe find user wherein, right, ID in these IDs. And instead of using these here, let's call it here, let's first try and dump IDs to show the idea of that, and I will say here this get users, and I will pass 1, even let's make it int just for test, we don't care. Back and send here is int, back again, it converted this value to array. But if we pass an array 1 2 3, it also has an array. So instead of that, we can use a function called here IDs equal to arrab and ID, right? Back again, send request, same result. If we pass here 1 only, it also will convert this value to array without checking is it string or not, right? It's actually very useful usage for this wrap method. And if you noticed, when we use array set here, for example, for setting this sport to basketball, again user, and again here meta dot sport will be basketball, back and refresh, it's set it to basketball, right? But what if we want to say if array is already set, don't change it? We can use a method called data fill, right? Data fill, back again, it's by default football here, and if we refresh again, we must here send user, and if we refresh again here, sport still football. What if we remove this sport, right? In this case, it will set the value to basketball. Again here, it's set it to basketball because it's not exist, right? Last two methods here, as its name suggests, head and last. Head returns the first element of array, right? This one, result. And last returns the last element. Let's take also some examples for nested arrays or for multiple arrays here. So I will wrap it here like that. And I will change it to users, maybe. Send it again. And it returns the first user, right? Or the last user, sorry. Here, this Ali. This one. Back again and refresh. It returns the last user. What if we want to key this array by user instead of indexes 0 1 2? We can use also array here. We can say key by name, right? Key by name. So let's see the difference now. Send it. The index now is Ahmad and also the name of Ali, right? What if we want to return names only? So we can say get and asterisk dot name, all dot name. Back and refresh again. It's null. We may use data get, back and send again. Now it works. Also, if you want to update all for all user, we can use data set or data fill. Maybe set here fill, and I will say this dot salary will be 200, for example, send it again, and open, and it sets salary for each user, right? We can also set here using a set directly, send results, and the same. Here is how to use array helper in Laravel. If you found it useful, support me by clicking on like, share, and subscribe. See you in next videos.